From a secret underground bunker somewhere in the Arizona desert, 40 feet below the Earth's surface, two men, aided by their robotic artificial intelligence, Jennifer,
At your service.
hide from their wives and kids to discuss man stuff with interesting and unusual people. These men are the Bunker Boys. Well, welcome back to the bunker. It's nice to be back. It's been a week since we've been here.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. I wish my brother George could be here.
Super.
You know, you're pretty funny sometimes.
Sometimes funny looking.
No, you're not funny looking.
I know I'm a pretty handsome guy, I guess.
Handsome devil.
Right.
I mean, oh well. I mean, so much for looks, you know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, now that your supermodel career is over and you relegated yourself to this show, how are things?
So far, so good.
Good.
How about
Glad to hear
you?
it. No, I can't complain.
Good. That's a good thing.
You know, I get tired of walking around with this six-pack, though. You know, I just...
We'll drink some of it.
Oh, I was talking about my supermodel career.
Oh.
Okay, let's tell the truth. It's a six-pack of beer. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, here we are once again, back in the saddle, if as it were. A lot of things in the news going on, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get into all the other crap everybody else talks about. I want to talk about fun stuff or entertaining things. So later on, we're going to touch about Chief Joseph Riverwind. He's got an interesting story about giants. as you know.
Riverwind.
Yes, Riverwind.
What kind of Indian is he?
Is that like motorboat? And the river wind to go down? Never mind. It was a weird attempt at humor. But yeah, he's not very old of a guy. He's got to be between 40 and 50 somewhere.
What? Is he Indian or what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what tribe though. I thought he said Choctaw from Oklahoma.
Oh.
But they have an interesting history. He said some of his people are from the Puerto Rico area, and some of them are from Oklahoma, and they're all Native American. So don't know how that
Puerto
works.
Rico.
Yeah, he says some of these people came from that area way back when, and then they ended up in the States. But we'll talk more about that later, because he's got some interesting oral history they have passed down from generation to generation, and it just kind of falls right in line with the giant stories we've been hearing about. So interesting stuff.
Remember last time we were talking about giants?
Yeah.
I just saw a thing on the program on TV this morning about Bet. I think that's what they called it. Where David and Goliath. Mm-hmm. Where David knocked the giant out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if I mentioned that. I probably did in one of the other shows, that when Goliath was killed, he wasn't killed by the rock that David threw.
Right.
He was knocked out.
He was knocked out.
And then David walked up and chopped his little head off.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, they found this big old mound of dirt from a satellite picture. Mm-hmm. And the guy put two and two together and goes, hey, that's a structure of some sort down there. And nobody never knew about it.
Wow.
Until lately. So he went and he's excavating it now and, archaeological, doing all that stuff. And they found a piece of pottery. It had Goliath on it. It had the name Goliath on it or something like that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That proves he was there.
Basically.
Yeah.
So they're looking for bones and, giant bones, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was only on for like 6-7 minutes and real quick.
Yeah.
It was real interesting because we were just talking about that, one or two shows ago or
Right.
3 shows ago, something like that.
Yeah. And they're finding things all the time. That's what's exciting for me, is they're digging up things, towns and villages that people talked about in the Bible that people have always said, well, how could it be true? Because, we've never found anything about it.
Right.
And now they're finding these things.
That they are.
And they're proving the Bible stories were actually true.
They're finding a lot of it from the satellite pictures.
Yeah. And until now, we haven't had the technology to do things like
There's
that.
somebody trying to get in.
Oh, dear. Who is that? I hear somebody up
Who
here.
is it, Jennifer?
It's just as I thought. It's the wife.
Wife alert.
Somebody's,
I recognize the little beep tone, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. I was reading about this East Harlem worker in New York City.
What about the Indian wind song.
I will get back to him in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said we'll talk about him later because it's a long story.
Yeah.
But this guy out of East Harlem, his name's Nelson Molina. He's been a sanitation worker for the city of New York for a long time, and he's collected now more than 50,000 collectibles that he's gotten out of the trash. He picked out of the New York garbage over the last 30 years, and some of them are quite valuable, but people just tossed in the garbage. They didn't want to deal with it anymore. And now I thought, well, man, he's got a great retirement there. All he has to do is sell those things. And most of them are dolls, like Barbie dolls and older dolls that were older than Barbie.
Right.
And they had a picture of him next to all these antique dolls, beaming as he looks at his collection. They were thrown out in the trash, and I always said, opportunity is where you find it. You've got to keep your eyes open for deals and for knowing what you're looking at.
And some really good trash.
And some really good trash that can bolster your retirement fund.
Hey, when I was younger, we used to dumpster dive.
Yeah.
Find pictures and stuff and hang them in the apartment and stuff.
Is that right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I have no problem with it, as long as you don't, get in there with like somebody's puke or.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm always worried about, what else do they have in that trash?
We didn't actually jump in the thing itself, in the dumpster itself, drive by on our bicycle. This is when we lived down by the beach, Hey, wow, look at that picture. That'd look good on the wall.
Yeah.
Pull it out of there and hang it up.
I'm okay with that. I have no problem with it. I have no pride when it comes to those things.
Right.
I know people that rescued old guitars that people threw out. They
everything.
just need a little bit of repair work and all sorts of stuff that people recover. And then as you're driving by, we have, the trash pickup in the city. So you can always see something that people will say, free to take. They'll put a little sign on it. If you want it, take it because it's still good. It's just that they didn't want it anymore and they didn't want to have to deal with it. So they would have been picked up by the trash workers otherwise. Hey, that's a good idea.
That's what Paulie does. The kid, he said he had a big screen TV that was given to him, and it was starting to go out a little bit. It wasn't bad. He bought another one. He set that one down at the end of the driveway, and as soon as he was walking back up the hill to go into the house, a car stopped. Hey, can I have it? Well, yeah, take it. Threw it in the back of the guy's truck, and the guy drove off with it.
I know a young guy that's very smart. He learned how to fix televisions, and usually the main thing that's wrong with a TV is the transformer goes out. That's with anything, a computer or anything. I've seen people throw computers out. They were perfectly fine. And I've fixed them, put a new transformer in them, and they work. So it's, that's usually the power supply is the first thing that goes. So check that. If it's something worth fixing, and, if you don't need the latest and greatest, go out and get the transformer, put it in there, and it'll fix it.
Mary bought a new computer. I got her old one.
Oh, yeah?
I could do all my drone stuff on it now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now I'll have to give you computer lessons.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Speaking of that, drones, let's go drone flying tomorrow morning. You want to?
Yeah, we should do that.
We'll go over to the far 80 out there where the big meadow
field.
is.
Yes, as long as we don't get chased by bulls over there.
Oh, they're more afraid of us than we are of them.
I like that idea. I like them being more afraid of me. But driving in, we always have to chase the cows off the road. There's always a bull or a cow, or usually a whole herd of
A bull
cows.
cow?
Not a bull cow. There's no such thing.
Why
cow.
do girl cows have horns?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Well, they protect their babies, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, have you ever noticed some of the cows up here? Some have horns and some don't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can cut them off.
Well, yeah, but they're not cut off.
They grow that way.
Right.
Without horns.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess they're different
breed
of cow. I was going to say different makes of cows.
Different make and model. Well, that one's from Detroit.
Yeah.
It's got your
this is
white walls.
This is from Japan.
Oh, Kobe.
Kobe beef.
Yeah. Did you hear Oscar Meyer's weinermobile, the oldest one they still have from 1969?
It crashed?
No, it's being repaired.
Oh.
Well, it has crashed. They say that the wiener keeps hitting things because it sticks out. True story. And the guy that fixes it, they interviewed him, and he was talking about it. He said, they always hit stuff with their wiener, and they have to repaint it or it's fiberglass, so they have to re-fiberglass it or something. And he's repaired it a bunch of times.
I'll be there.
And now he's saying that he's got to fix it up one last big time, and they're going to put it in a museum so it won't be out on the road.
It's about time. Get that weenie off the road.
Yes. Don't be a weenie when you're on the road. That's
Right,
what I always
exactly.
say. So it's going to get restored, put in that display, and it's in Wisconsin at the main processing plant.
Wisconsin, that's where they make cheese, not wieners.
Yeah, I know. Someone tell them. But yeah, it's
I'll write them a letter. Okay, get back to what you were doing.
1930. Well, this is what I'm doing.
Oh.
So the first Weinermobile was 1936 that they put out on the road. But then after 1969, I guess they didn't do it anymore because it was kind of expensive. So they went with a jingle instead. And they, I wish I were an Oscar Meyer wiener. Everyone would be in love with me. Mm-hmm. And the new ones that are out, careful. The new ones that were out have cheese in them. Have you seen those?
Cheese weenies?
Cheese-filled wieners.
Matter of fact, I bought some. They weren't Oscar Meyer, but they were another make.
Another make, yeah. Mm-hmm. My wife brought those home, and I go, "What on earth is
Yeah,
this?"
they have cheese in them.
My hot dog's bleeding. That's what I thought when I first bit into it. I go, something's weird here.
They're all right. I mean,
They're okay.
Nothing
Yeah, I tried.
spectacular. But
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. They're going to fix it up and
I think the
put it in the museum.
next time I make sausage, I'll put some like Italian sausage that I make. Mm-hmm. Make homemade and get the casings and stuff in it, and I'll put mozzarella cheese in it.
Mozzarella, mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, what he said. Let's see, what else did he tell us?
Did he tell us
Yeah, I'm going through puberty.
again?
Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas.
What? Hey, Mr. Haney.
I'd like to sell you a new car. Look at right here. This model here is going to get you down the road in style. Yeah,
All you got to do is put tires on it.
Yeah, just put some tires on it so you have something to kick. Switzerland
Oh,
is offering
cold place.
a yodeling degree.
Oh, my word.
Can you believe that?
I could believe anything nowadays.
They offer both a bachelor's and a master's in yodeling.
Really?
And they're going to be a master yodeler teaching the course. Wow, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
My grandmother used to yodel, and I was amazed when I heard it. She used to sing when she was cooking, and when we came into town, she lived in Pennsylvania in a farmhouse, and we'd come downstairs for breakfast, and she'd always be singing. She'd either have the radio on, or she'd be yodeling. And you don't have to do it real loud, but yeah. Most of them did because it was the way they communicated from hillside to hillside. Kind of like white man's
Smoke signals?
Smoke signals.
My dad used to yell.
Yeah, mine did too. It worked the same way. Worked really efficiently when Dad would yell. Don't know why that worked that way, but something to do with a switch on a tree, I think. To turn a tree on, you flip the switch.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought you just rubbed it and it'll turn off.
Well, it could do that too. My foot is going to sleep. There's a bar I was reading about in New York, the East Village in New York, where just saying the word literally
Oh, yeah.
will get you thrown out.
Right. I saw that on TV.
And it's because the owner hates hearing the word.
The word.
He said, I've heard every time someone says literally, I want to just strangle them. Mm-hmm. And he said, I just refuse to have it in my bar because I hear it on the street, I hear it on television, I hear it on radio. I'm tired of hearing the word literally.
I don't blame him.
And he goes, so the reporter says, so you could literally be thrown out of your bar for saying literally?
Get out.
And he goes, yes.
He probably said, well, you're lucky we're not in the bar.
He said, my rule is you have 5 minutes to finish your drink after you've said the word literally, and then you got to get out.
You got to go.
And I don't want to hear you anymore. Wow.
That was on, that was on Fox News one night.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, funny story.
For one of their little caption thingies.
He said it came to him in a dream, like it was
Literally?
Literally came to him in a dream. I know people that use that totally wrong, and it is irritating when you hear it.
Well, most people are irritating.
I literally ran across that chasm. No, you didn't. You couldn't have jumped across it. Literally means you really did it, but people use it wrong all the time. I'm not
I literally did it. So.
I'm not a snob, but when I hear a word that's used wrong like that, it drives me crazy. My wife's worse than I am. She goes, "Yep, they're not very bright, are they?" I say, "Well, nobody's perfect, but
Literally?
they're literally not perfect."
Hey, Jennifer, can you get me a cup of coffee, please?
Yes, master.
Wow, she just jumps to it for you, doesn't she?
She likes me, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like him, Jennifer? Jennifer? Jen?
Yes, master.
Oh, okay. I guess she does.
I told you.
Jennifer, is there anything that's out of bounds for you?
Danger.
Oh, sorry. Well, she keeps us in line, doesn't she?
Yes, master.
That was not a question for you, Jennifer. But we like her.
Thank you, boys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So, Jen, could I have a cup of coffee too?
No.
No.
That's
Told
good.
ya.
Oh, well, you know why?
Because she likes me better.
That and my wife told her not to give me coffee because it's got caffeine, and we don't have the low test variety. So
What is it, caffeine?
I'm on a diet.
You can't drink caffeine?
Not supposed to,
Why?
but I sometimes sneak it. But no, I'm not supposed to have it.
I won't tell anybody.
Okay. I'm glad no one knows that.
Why can't you have, wouldn't caffeine be good for your diet? It'd give you energy and
If you
work
burn
it,
off.
work it off.
Yeah, you'd think, but no. Apparently, it's not supposed to be in your system. It's supposed to be like cleaning you out or something.
So you have to drink decaf?
It's supposed to if I drink it at all. They recommend that we don't drink it because even in decaf, there's a slight bit of caffeination.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
But what about tea? Tea has
Well,
caffeine too.
well, some
though.
don't. Like herbal teas don't. Like regular tea that you might drink, like Earl Grey and some things like that, I think are caffeinated.
Earl Grey.
Earl Grey or Lipton. Well, I think those have caffeine, but some of the herbal stuff doesn't.
Like black tea.
Some black teas, I think, are caffeine free. So,
What
yeah.
about green tea?
I don't know. What about purple tea?
What about manatee?
I know, but what about manatee? Oh, jeez, Louise.
No.
See, yeah. Thanks, Jennifer. Manatee. Didn't we talk about that in the last show?
No.
Well, that was 2 shows ago or 3. Manatees. You were swimming with the manatee. No, that was sea lions.
Right, that was sea lions, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was interesting. You're out in the middle of the water with those things. You know it because the water's moving around and they pass you and it feels like a ship just went past you.
It does?
Yeah. I was out in it.
Oh, you were the ship.
No, we were next to when I was in Florida and as a teenager, we were out, is it Kissimmee, Florida? We were down there. We were on our way to Disney World. I always get land and world confused. Disney World. And we were out wading in the water fishing with my dad.
Disney World's been around that long?
Yeah, I know. Hard to believe.
Holy mackerel.
It's older than that. Older than me.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's true.
Disney World? No.
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't think so. Because Disneyland opened in 57.
Oh, that's
or
right. I'm
something.
thinking of Disneyland. Yeah, Disney World was later. You're right.
Right.
And I was there in 1980.
Come on, get
no,
your things
1977. 77 is when we went, and they were building Epcot Center that year.
Right. Epcot Center, right.
And it wasn't quite finished.
Yeah, that's where they made all the Epcot shows. Oh, that was the Epstein show. Oh, never mind.
Juan Epstein.
Right.
Mr. Kate. All these references that younger people aren't going to know. Do you remember that guy in the Flintstones that was so irritating? That old guy behind the counter at the store, and he always said, yes!
No.
Okay. Well, that's so much for that
Yes.
story.
Yes, I do know who you're talking about.
Never mind. No, I just thought that would be great to program into a GPS, wouldn't it? And that guy going, turn right.
Now?
Now. Now, you idiot.
The guy turns into a lake. Do you believe people do that?
No.
Yeah, they just showed some broad, or some girl driving, her and her boyfriend, they were driving, she was driving or something like that, and they're driving, and the guy says, well, according to the GPS, you got to turn right now.
So she did.
So she turned right straight into a lake.
Yes.
Do you believe people are...
Recalculating. Mm-hmm. Recalculating.
I can't believe people.
I can believe anything.
They're so gullible.
Gullible. I know I can come up with a gullible story if I sit here and think about
You know what a Belgian waffle is?
What's a Belgian waffle?
I just asked you.
About $1.98, same as downtown?
No, not anymore. They went up in price.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
How about $6.98?
That's probably closer to
for
the
all
truth.
you can't eat.
Yep, Belgian. Who'd want to eat Belgian waffles?
Belgian waffles? Do you know where Belgian waffles originated from?
No.
Tijuana.
What?
Yeah,
Belgian waffles from Tijuana?
right.
How did that happen?
Well, see, the guy, there was a poor old Mexican guy. He had a manhole cover.
Yeah.
You know how manhole covers are
Metal.
corrugated on the top, you
yeah.
know?
Look like waffles.
Right. So he took his breakfast dough. He had this thing on a fire. He took his breakfast dough and threw it on this thing,
Yeah.
this manhole cover, and then cooked one side, flipped it over, and then it was all looked like a waffle.
You're kidding me.
Yes, I am.
I knew you had to be kidding me.
That's where
To lead me down the primrose path like that. Oh, jeez, Jennifer.
Absolutely not.
I know. That's what I say. Jeez.
Sorry,
Louise.
Jen.
Belgian waffles in Tijuana. Hi, welcome to the Belgian Waffle Factory here in Tijuana. Welcome. We're so glad you joined us.
Belgian bean waffles,
Yes. Well, there you go. You can make anything out of beans, right?
basically.
They say that's one of the best things to stockpile. Beans and rice.
beans,
And
right.
between the two, you've got what do they call that? A complex carbohydrate. Mm-hmm. And that is a protein which allows you to survive. You won't starve to death. But conversely, if you eat rabbit, say the rabbits are prevalent and you're able to shoot rabbits.
Rabbits don't have protein in them.
Well, they do, but it's not enough. And you will starve to death
Keep you sustained, right?
if you eat the rabbit meat solely
Right,
to survive. I never knew that.
right.
I was watching a Survivor episode, and the guy was saying that.
Navajo Indians don't eat rabbit.
They don't.
No.
I've not heard that.
Yeah.
They eat Belgian waffles.
They eat Belgian waffles from
From
Mexico.
Tijuana. No, seriously, they don't eat.
I don't think so. I think because my old boss, he was married to a Navajo gal, and I think he told me that they don't eat rabbits. It's against their something, probably because there's no protein for them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably tried that out early and found out it wasn't good. But they taste good. And taste
Oh,
like
I love
chicken.
rabbit.
Yeah.
I love rabbit.
But they do get wormy if you don't want to eat them in the summertime.
Right.
You want to wait till winter to.
Only the months with R in it, you could eat them. Well, you could eat them anytime. I mean, but
As long as you shoo him off the rock, I think you'll be all right.
exactly. Shoot them off the rock.
Garth's got a story about that we haven't shared in any of these episodes. No, it's a cute story. Go ahead and
Well,
tell that.
not for the chipmunk.
No, it wasn't for the chipmunk, but hey, things happen.
Oh, you want me to tell
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
Okay, well, anyways, this is, 3-4 years ago now. We were up in the mountains cutting wood for the cold season ahead. Of course, we always take our guns with us all the time, just in case we see rabbits or quail or something, we could shoot them and eat them for dinner or what have you. So anyways, there's this little chipmunk that was running around up by this rock pile. And my friend T, he goes, he had a 22. He says, I'm going to shoot that. I go, no, don't shoot him. I says, what do you want to do that? He has just as much right to live here and be here as you do. He said, okay. So this chipmunk was dancing around on this little boulder rock. It's about a 5-foot high boulder. He's dancing around on it, running around. I go, shoo him off the rock. Shoo him, not shoot him. Just
It pays to enunciate.
right. Just shoot the rock and, pew, make it ricochet or what have you. And just scare him away. He goes, oh, okay. So he goes, pew, and the little thing rolls down the rock and lands on the ground. I go, well, what'd you do that for? He goes, well, you told me to shoot him. I said, no, I said, shoo him. But anyways, I made him eat it, because you don't,
Yeah, don't waste it.
you don't kill something.
And he
just
fried it up and ate it, didn't
Yeah,
he?
well, we barbecued it. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was greasy,
Yeah.
but
I don't think
there
I can
wasn't
say
much
right
of it. But
Did you share the legs?
we shared the hind legs.
Oh, wow.
It kind of tastes like squirrel.
Squirrel.
Thank you, Garth.
Thank you, Jennifer, and I'm sticking by it.
Shoo him.
Shoo him off the rock.
Always pays to enunciate.
That night it was 3 degrees.
Did you freeze both your
Canaries.
feet off?
Yeah, it was pretty cold. And we were
In a tent. Of course.
With no heater.
Oh, man. You were snuggle bunnies.
We were snuggle bunnies. Oh, and that's the same trip where I tripped and fell in the fire and burnt my left hand.
I remember that. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I tripped over Bob's foot, one of the other friend's foot, and
Man, you wake up and you get a big burn on your hand.
a big blister. I mean, the blister was like this.
That's painful.
Yeah, it was huge.
Honest to goodness.
We popped it and it squirted about 5 feet.
That was always the fun part about getting burnt, if there is a fun part, is that you get that blister and you could drain it. I always thought that was cool how that worked. Call me weird, but
I will. Yeah. You're weird.
Yeah, well, thanks. So are you. That's
So
why
am
we're
I.
doing the show together.
Thank you. We have weird and weirdo.
Weird and weirdo. Yes.
Well, yes.
That guy's so creepy. There were two guys that actually did that voice. I think the guy that was in the Flintstones version was there was William Waterman, I think, who was the original Great Gildersleeve of radio, and then there was Perry.
Winkle?
No,
Oh.
it'll hit me later. It's something Perry. They sounded almost identical, and they both. I think one was imitating the other.
Isn't a periwinkle a clam? I think.
There's a something winkle. I don't know that it's periwinkle.
A winkle?
Periwinkle's a color.
What? Periwinkle's a color?
Yeah, periwinkle blue. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Actually, here again, don't laugh, but I had a periwinkle colored suit. And it's somewhere between purple and blue. It's in the violet area.
Is it like a plue?
It's a plue or a burple.
A burple?
Burple sounds better.
It probably tastes better too. A burp.
Burple.
Remember when we were young, we had Boone's Farm wine?
Oh, yeah. Tasted like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And that's why you got drunk so fast on it.
But my girlfriend and I, we were drinking and took a swig, and this tastes purple. But it wasn't, it was, I forgot what kind. It was apple or something. It tastes like purple.
You meant grape.
Well, no, it didn't taste like grape. It just
Tasted like purple.
tasted like it was purple.
Okay.
It should have been purple.
Okay, I'm straightened out on that.
Okay, so, and I'm sticking to that one too.
Okay, I'll stick to your purple. Remember the two guys that escaped from Alcatraz?
Did I ever tell you the time that... No, yes. There's 3 guys, wasn't it?
Yes. Good memory. Back in 1962, back when you were 43 years old, they escaped from Alcatraz.
No wonder why I feel so old now.
They escaped from Alcatraz, 3 guys, 2 brothers. There was Frank Morris and... Clarence and Frank were brothers. And then there was another guy. What was his name? I can't remember. But they were in for bank robbery.
Clyde Epstein.
Frank Morris and John and Clarence Anglin. They were incarcerated for bank robbery. And they decided one day they were going to escape. And you know how they escaped, right? You saw the movie. Mm-hmm. Clint Eastwood's movie about it, where they put a fake head in. They made it out of paper mache.
Right.
And they had made something out of soap and all these different things that made it look real. And when it was time, they found a way out. I forget how they did it, but I don't know if they dug a hole in the wall or something.
Yeah, the vent.
Yeah.
They took the vent out and...
climbed through that. But they ended up getting out, and then they swam the channel between Alcatraz and San Francisco.
Well, what they did is with all the rubber slickers and stuff...
That's it. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They had some sort of waterproof glue or something.
Yeah, he made glue.
Right. And then they took all the slickers and made basically a
raft.
Makeshift raft.
Yeah, filled it full of air.
Right. When they got down there, they blew it up. And
then they were able to get across. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the little update on that. People always thought they drowned or they were eaten by sharks on the way across. But they found out that one of them must be still alive because he wrote a letter. And the letter says, I escaped from Alcatraz in 1962 with my brother Clarence and Frank Morris. I'm 83 years old and in bad shape. I have cancer. Yes, we all made it that night, but barely. If you announce on TV that I will be promised to first go to jail for no more than a year and get medical attention, I will write back to let you know exactly where I am. This is no joke. And they examined the fingerprints on the letter, but they proved to be inconclusive, so they couldn't prove that it was him. But they really believe that it could be him.
isn't he in Brazil or something now, or
I have no idea. I
'Cause
mean, I've heard lots of rumors,
they just tried looking for these guys again not too long ago.
but at 83, I mean,
Yeah,
what's the point?
right. Exactly.
Okay, this story is kind of interesting. This happened back in 2012, and this is one of those things that always freaks me out. During an annual festival in a northeastern India town, out of nowhere comes a bunch of spiders. They ended up killing 2 people, and I guess it was during the day. It wasn't at night, but there were thousands of them that just showed up. It seemed out of nowhere, and they kept filtering through the town, and people getting bitten left and right. They had to get out of town. They had to run it out, and the spiders were everywhere. They don't know what kind of species the spider was, but they knew they were spiders, or arachnids, I guess is the more appropriate term. And they caught a few of them and took them to some people to identify them.
Spider identifiers?
Spider identifiers. The witness says that the tarantulas, or they look like tarantulas, and must have been about that big. Can you imagine spiders that big? You know how big a tarantula is. Are chasing people around a village.
Wow.
Yikes! Apparently, they believe they are black wishbone spiders, a species that is native to South Australia, of all places. However, it says 2 people died because of the attack. They were cremated before the autopsy could be performed.
And where was this?
This was in India.
Oh, wow.
Somehow spiders got from Australia to India.
Probably on a boat.
Could be, probably on fruit or something that was
Right.
transported there. But they said the spiders weren't
Kiwis.
native. Kiwis. Yeah, you ought to go home, Kiwi.
They said what? I'm sorry.
They just said that the venom wasn't enough to kill anybody, but unless you're highly allergic to it, it's kind of like a bee sting. But spooky stuff, like out of nowhere. Now, I know when we first built this man cave, we were getting weird spiders here in the summertime. And, it's not sealed up. All the vents aren't sealed up the way they should be. So we're going to get them again next summer, I'm sure.
Wolf spiders.
Yeah, those are just nasty.
Aren't they? They're ugly
They're-
looking.
They look like something from another planet. And they just weird me out. You move a curtain and then you see one jump down. It's like, yeah.
We had one on the wall in the living room the other morning.
Oh, this time of year? Mm-hmm. Wow. I haven't seen any in here. I check. Usually they hang on the curtains. For some reason, they like high places. They like to be up in the corner of the wall, or up on the window, in the windowsill, or higher up. And sometimes they just hang on the back of the curtains. But I think because mainly there are flies near the window. The fly gets in.
Right.
That's where they congregate. That's where the spiders go after to get their meals.
Flycatchers.
Flycatchers, yeah. But that's weird. I mean, spiders, I can handle snakes, even rattlesnakes. If I know where they are, I'm not terribly frightened by them. But I don't like spiders at all.
Yeah, one morning I woke up. It's getting light, just getting light and everything. And our windows in the bedroom are facing east, right? So the sun's shining through and everything. And I'm laying on my back and I wake up, open up my eyes, look on the ceiling right over me, and there's a big old wolf spider about 2 inches in diameter. Like, holy moly, good morning.
And they're fast, too. I mean, if you go to bump them or move them,
they take off.
They are fast.
Pretty darn quick.
Daddy Longlegs, when we were kids back in Ohio, if you ever saw those,
yes,
they're harmless, and they never scared me. And they always reminded me that what looked like on Johnny Quest, that big eyeball with the spider legs. That's what the Daddy Longlegs reminded me of. But these wolf spiders are just nasty.
Johnny Quest, that's an old cartoon.
It is.
Didn't he have a little black friend?
He was Indian.
India, okay,
Yeah.
India. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Haji and
Haji Mama?
Yeah, they became stepbrothers because Race Bannon, who was Johnny's guardian, watched the boys while Father, Dr. Quest, was working in some lab somewhere all the time. And Dr. Quest adopted Haji. So,
I'll be darned.
so they became stepbrothers. Little known cartoon fact.
Yeah, that's 50 years ago.
Yeah, oh well. I have a Johnny Quest set. I got a couple of I think it's the first season.
I used to have Johnny Quest coloring book.
Yeah, well, I like Johnny Quest. The new one, not so much, but the old one from the 60s I really liked. That was good. And I liked the music, too. Music was really good. It was very jazz-oriented. First cartoon I ever noticed that had jazz. One thing I did want to add, have you ever held a tarantula in your hand? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't frighten me so much. The wolf spiders are worse, I think. But, I mean, at least a big, hairy tarantula, they're usually harmless. They can bite you. They can sting you. They've got venom. But the venom is like a bee sting. But I've never seen one bite anyone. As long as you don't, squeeze them or scare them, they won't bite you. You can actually pick them up between the back legs and, on their little torso and set them right in your hand, and they'll walk around just as calm as can be. Mm-hmm. They do lose the hair on their legs, though, when they get nervous or frightened.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the hair comes out, from what I understand.
So that might be their defense mechanism, maybe? Maybe like their little spines or something. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I have to do more reading on them, but
Yeah, do some more research on that.
I've never seen
Get
one.
Jennifer to look it up.
Yes, master.
You want to look that one up for us?
No.
Oh, fine. Fine, be that way, you old battle axe.
Were you just kidding?
Yes, master.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You better be.
All right.
Sending to display now.
Well, that sounded very Johnny Quest. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it did.
Okay, according to Wikipedia, thank you, Jennifer, a tarantula has 4 pairs of legs, 2 additional pairs of appendages. Each leg has 7 segments.
4 pairs of legs.
4 pairs of legs.
So he has 8 legs.
And 2 additional pairs of appendages.
Up in front.
Yeah, probably the face. Each leg has 7 segments, which from the prosoma out are coxa, trochanter, femur, patella, tibia, tarsus, and pretarsus, and claw.
There's a word for you.
There's a mouthful of words. It says 2 or 3 retractable claws at the end of each leg are used to grip surfaces for climbing. Also on the end of each leg, surrounding the claws, is a group of hairs. These hairs, called the scapula, help the tarantula to grip better when climbing surfaces such as glass. The 5th pair are pedipalps, which aid in feeling, gripping prey, and mating in the case of a mature male.
Oh, my darn.
But they do have hairy legs.
Yes, they do. It's just like some girls.
Yeah, but it doesn't aid your girlfriend walking up glass, huh?
You never know.
Well, you don't have a girlfriend, you have a wife. So wives shave their legs. Girlfriends may not.
They may not.
Is that the difference?
So that's all the information she got up for there?
Well, there's a lot more, but I don't want to go through all that. Holy cow.
Let's see if they have eyeballs.
Talks about their digestive system and their sexual practices. And let's see, what else? Nervous system, respiratory system, circulatory. The predators. They have specialized hairs. Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't wrong. They have specialized hairs to defend themselves against predators. Besides the normal hairs covering their body, some tarantulas also have a dense covering of irritating hairs called urticating hairs, or on the opisthothoma, well, that just trips off the tongue, that they sometimes use as protection against enemies.
Right, okay, so that's...
So, yeah, says the hairs are present on the New World species, but not on the specimens from the Old World. And it says urticating hairs are usually kicked off of the abdomen by the tarantula to small animals such as rodents. They can be lethal. So they kick them off their abdomen and rub the abdomen against the target. The fine hairs are barbed and serve to irritate. So
they could... Sometimes they walk up to 1 to 2 miles a day looking in breeding season.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
That's a long ways for a little spider.
Yes, it is. You have such a way with words, and I think that's just wonderful. Yeah, but enough about spiders. I had a friend that had an aunt that whenever you
now we're going to talk about ants?
No, that's a different story.
Oh.
He had an aunt.
Oh, okay.
Who,
now I know what you're talking about.
An aunt who, anytime you mentioned something that had hair on it, she would go, pff, pff, pff. She always felt like she had a hair in her mouth. It was psychosomatic. So anytime you mention a cat or a dog, and it's weird, you can watch her do it. It was bizarre.
Really?
Yeah. And you would mention anything with hair on it, and she would, I got something on my tongue.
That's funny, actually.
Yeah. People have weird little quirks.
That they do.
But they're funny. And that makes us all have fodder for conversation.
Funny quirks. Hey, speaking of ants,
Yes?
for every human on Earth, there are 1.6 million ants.
Wow.
You believe that?
I can believe that.
And then another thing about ants, the total weight of all those ants, however, is about the same as all the humans.
So total weighing all those ants that are on the earth,
Right.
if you weighed them along with all the humans on earth, they would be the same.
You believe that?
So that brings me to another story. Ooh. Do you ever wonder about ticker tape parades and all the cleanup they have to do?
Not really, but...
Well, I always look at those parades. You know, when they have the big Thanksgiving Day parade, and they have people throwing stuff out the windows, and there's ticker tape, confetti, and all sorts of stuff flying through the wind. Somebody's got to clean that stuff up.
Yeah.
And it costs millions of dollars to do it.
Well, it's taxpayers' money.
But apparently they make more money, from the event than they do the cleanup pay. The cleanup dollars don't cost as much as the money coming in. So it more than makes up for the money they're spending cleaning up.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, I just found out something about New Orleans. They have all these beads that people wear and throw to each other and whatnot.
Right.
Most of them end up in the city septic system.
Oh, wow.
And this last clean out, they had 93,000 pounds of Mardi Gras beads clogging the drains.
Wow.
93,000 pounds. That's a lot of plastic.
That's a lot of beads.
And you could make a lot of G.I. Joes out of that, couldn't you?
You ain't kidding. Oh, yeah, I wonder if they recycle all that.
I wish they would. That'd be a smart thing to do. But yeah, wow, that's just mind-blowing. Plus, all clogging the city's drains.
Wow, man, that's heavy.
So you can't flush. So their ability to have fun in the streets means you can't go to the toilet anymore. That's not good. Well, I hope they get that problem fixed.
What about outhouses?
What about in-houses? No, outhouses.
Never thought of it.
Yeah, outhouses are another option, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're already at below sea level there, so
Oh, yeah, that's
you're not going to be able to dig too deep of a hole, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Not even sure I know what I mean. Just a thought.
Okay.
There is a Japanese company called the Thanko Company, or maybe it's Tonko, but it looks like Thanko, like Thanko, almost like thank you.
Thanko?
Thanko Company.
Oh, Thanko.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Thanko. Thanko, mama.
Has now made it possible to trim your nose hair with your cell phone.
Oh, my word.
You can plug in a little USB port into your phone, and it powers this little nose trimmer.
Really?
In case you're out and you need your nose hair
You're
trimmed.
out and about and you need your nose hair. What about your ear hairs?
Well, I suppose you could use it for that too,
I'll
but
be darned.
maybe it's particularly made for your nostril. One doesn't know. But yeah,
Just leave it to the Japanese.
always something, making things smaller and more useful. Mm-hmm. The same company, this is the same company that gave us the armpit fan and the pocket washing machine. So
What?
yeah, I want to know more about the pocket washing
Yeah,
machine.
me too.
But Jennifer, let's look up the pocket washing machine.
Oh, boy.
Researching now.
Boy,
A lot of looking on that one,
you
Jen.
ain't kidding.
Okay, let's see what it says.
Dude,
Brought to you by the Thanko Company, new invention. It's called the pocket washing machine. We are the same company that brought you the armpit blow dryer. No. Okay, here's what it says.
oh, no.
Machine quality wash whenever and wherever you want. A modern take on the old-fashioned washboard. Hundreds of internal scrubbing modules or nodules efficiently clean clothes in minutes. Durable, microbial, and hydrolysis-resistant polyester TPU doubles as a dry bag.
Wow.
Lightest and smallest washing machine in the world at only 5 ounces. Great for holidays, backpacking, business trips, camping, outdoor adventures, boats, emergency power outages, and small apartments.
Well, how big is this thing?
It's a nylon-coated bag. It's like a rubber-coated, like you would take in a boat, so your stuff doesn't get wet.
Okay.
And it's green, and it has an inflatable nozzle at the end of it, and you blow up. It's in one corner. You blow it up so that it's puffy, and it has air in there, and then you throw your clothes and your soap in there, and you just agitate it, and the air in there allows you to have it move around in there kind of freely.
Oh, this is an agitating commercial.
It is indeed.
No, actually,
It would work.
It would work, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not
Like
gonna
I
knock
said,
it.
leave it to the Japanese.
Yeah, there's always.
Come up with something like that.
But the armpit dryer. I mean, really, what do you need that for?
To dry your armpits when you're sweating.
Armpit fan. I guess you plug it into your phone too. So now you can do your nose, your armpit, and wash your clothes.
Just don't get it caught in your underarm hairs.
That's for sure. That would hurt, Papa-san.
Yes, it would.
Okay, well, enough of that. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. You want to trim your nose hairs, you can do it with a device that plugs into your phone. Well, we're just about ready to wrap things up. So what?
Surface dweller approaching.
Oh, I knew we couldn't get out of here without something happening.
Oh, who is it?
I have no idea. I wish we had the periscope working.
Well, how's Smitty fix it?
Jennifer, who is it?
Sending to display now.
It's Smitty.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's coming down the drive.
Oh, good.
He's almost to the door.
Oh, no.
Your guest has arrived.
Slide that big door, Smith. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Haven't seen you in a long time.
I know, it's lonely working down there by myself. Well, are you going to come visit?
When we get over with the show here, we come down there and say
Oh,
hi.
I didn't know you were on.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
on
have the
now.
show.
You're on now.
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this on?
It's on, Smitty.
That's fun. I see the meters moving.
What have you been doing down there, Smith?
I'm working on something. I was working for Jennifer, trying to get her fixed so she says more words.
Oh.
She's only got a limited vocabulary right now.
Right.
So I'm still working on that. And that's about it, really.
Any toilet problems lately?
No, you guys have been very good.
Thank you.
And not using big wads of toilet paper.
We've been watching ourselves lately.
That's good. Chris?
What did I do?
Yeah.
It's not accusatory. It's just they're just saying hello.
Hi, Smith. So I presume you came here for a reason.
Yes, I need your help doing something downstairs.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I just need you to hold something while I adjust it.
It's not the dog this time, is it? Remember what happened the last time?
No, it's not going to be like that. So come on down. Help me with when you get a chance.
Well, it won't be. It'll be just a few minutes because we're almost done.
Yeah, we're almost finished, Smitty.
All right.
Well, do you need both of us or just one of us?
Both of you. It'd be nice to show you what I'm working on.
Okay, yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you later.
Bye, Schmidt. See you in a
Yeah,
while.
see you, Smitty.
Oh, boy. He's looking getting old, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't age. He looked that way when I was 20.
Wow.
Well, that should bring us to the end here so we can go help the Smitmeister.
Oh.
Yeah, we better help him out. And then it's almost time to go relax and get something to eat.
Yeah, he is getting kind of old, isn't he?
Yeah?
He can't lift as much as he used to.
Yeah, that's why we're here to help. He's a good guy and he works hard,
Yes, he does.
And he's a genius. Just a wacky genius.
He's a genius at toilets, let me tell you.
Yeah, he can fix anything. He's kind of like you, Garth. It's a wonder you guys don't work together more often.
Well, yeah,
I didn't mean to call you genius. I'm sorry. That kind of slipped out.
you call me genius anytime.
Just don't call you late for dinner.
That too.
Well, this wraps things up, so we're so glad you joined us. We hope you'll join us next time. We'll try to get more entertaining as time goes on, and Smitty will be visiting us with more stories, so that'll be a fun time to share with him. And if you'd like to contact us, just write us at bunkerboysunderground@gmail.com. Again, that's bunkerboysunderground@gmail.com. Or you can check out our podcast on our website in some of the show notes. You find sometimes a little bit more there. We're going to try to start sharing some pictures and things there. And that is found at bunkerboysunderground.podbean.com. That's bunkerboysunderground.podbean.com. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
We are the Bunker Boys. I'm Chris.
I'm Garth.
Good evening.
Yes, and have a good one.